state, well, to what extent sovereignty is being threatened by globalization. Compare, using in your discussion, the views of Dicken, Hertz, and Klein. Which are the recommended reading. But if you skip them, obviously, the contrast will be more complex. Okay. So, there are things that you need to know. Even if you don't prepare, my advice would be that even if you are not preparing lecture 1, read the slides for lecture 1. Make sure that you, because it's the basis. It's talking about what is globalization and how globalization is different from other concepts, something that I have mentioned in practically every single lecture. But I realized from some of your questions while doing your essay that you were choosing topics which were about globalization, but you didn't go to the lecture on globalization to understand what globalization is. You were just assuming that you knew. So that's not going to work. It's like this is the global economy. You need to understand how the global economy is defined and how globalization is different from, and that can be applied in most of the things. So, but then, if you are choosing more than 3 questions that ask things about globalization, say how globalization influences the crisis, or is globalization an obstacle for sustainable development, you don't need to explain what is globalization in each question. Do not repeat things. If you explain what is globalization in question 1, I'm happy that you know that. And then if in question 2 you are doing now the relation between globalization and crisis, do not waste time in repeating globalization is this, that's how I understand, and that, because I already know that it's not adding to your answer. Okay? So when you choose questions in which there are overlaps, don't repeat things. It doesn't. And I know that in some other courses you may have different messages, but basically I mark all the questions. So I'm not splitting with other lectures, so I will see the whole exam. Other concern, how long my answer should be. And I'm sure the standard answer is as long as it needs to be, but in an exam, I would say in general, that means at least 6 paragraphs. So you need to have a structure, you need an introduction paragraph with an introduction, the conclusion, and at least 4 paragraphs to discuss the key concepts. So, and my advice is that divide your time. So you have 2 hours, that's around 40 minutes per question. Well, make sure that you write 40 minutes. If you do not time management is very important in the exam. That's a question. If I have only one answer that is very good, will I still pass? No, you will not. Each question is 33. Even with 2 questions, there is people who has passed with 2 questions. But really, to pass with 2 questions, you need to have questions which are perfect, which can achieve 100% of 33. So you can get 66. Even, to pass with 2 questions, both questions should be distinction of 70%. So the advice is there, always try to answer the 3 questions. If you feel that you are running on time on one question, leave a blank, move to the next one, and then at the end, if you get some time, complete what is there. But that's just having, it's one of the most common things, and we can tell that you have studied a lot, but it's, actually the other day I met one of the students. He had a really good essay, 80 something on the essay, and then in the exam almost failed because she lost track of time. So basically he managed to do one answer and part of the second. So he barely
bullet points and what?
Yes, you can. Anything you write adds something to your answer. Yes. Obviously, it won't be a full mark, but at least I will know that you know the key contents. And yes, I always take into account whatever you write. Well, not whatever you write. Whatever you write that shows that you have an idea of the topic as points. So, another topic. How many themes or lectures do I need to start? So, again, my advice is, as I say here, the focus that you prepare things in depth. So you do the reading, not that you know everything you go. So you need to prepare 4 things. You have 3 questions to answer and 9 choices. So you are 100% in the safe side with 4 topics. Because even when you will have a key, I would say that by the end of the lecture it's not going to be much of a mystery what topic is not going to be included. But even so, sometimes the way in which questions are asked, you don't feel totally comfortable. I mean, you always feel more, and it was my case, I always feel more reassured if I knew that I have, an extra. Could be that you prepare 3 very in-depth and 1, more like a backup. Because perhaps one of the questions really asks you something that you missed it, or you feel unsure about what it's asking. It does happen. So I would say 4 is the idea. I would really, some people have prepared 5 to feel extra sure. I wouldn't read that much. I think that if you prepare 4 topics, well, you will. So, how can you prepare for the exam? Well, first off, the lecture slides. And then get together the different material for the workshops and recommend the readings. And when you're doing, make sure that you know examples of things and key authors, summarize key concepts, and practice with the past exam questions, basically about how to focus or how to structure this. The content do not change a lot. So, similarly, making plans, that could be helpful. Also, plans also help. If you have an answer, and sometimes you get lost while you're answering, but I can see that you had a plan, and there was a structure, and you knew what you were going to do, but then maybe you were nervous, or a lot of things can happen in an exam. So if there is a plan, I always take that into account. That you have an idea of what you are doing. If you are very clear on what you're doing, the plan is a bit of a waste of time. But if not, just try to make a plan. It helps you to clarify your mind. So, yeah, you need to be confident with the topic that you have selected. So, because as I say here, you need to prepare 4 topics, but obviously those should be topics that you are happy with as well. So, a good strategy will be to revise the lecture notes and not just choose 4 randomly. Look 6 topics. See what of those topics you feel that are more complicated, what of those topics you feel that you have access to the readings. For instance, a couple of topics do not use Deacon, or there is very little Deacon. So. But on the other hand, there is lots of material in the handouts. So that kind of thing, make an strategic exercise. Don't just decide on the topic and then you realize that because you are abroad, you don't have access to the library, or the edition of Deacon that you have doesn't cover that topic. All that things should be in the selection. strategic on how you start. And then you say, okay, those are the key contents and the distinction I need to get 70. If I know there are 5 or I know 3, will I still get a distinction? Well no, it doesn't work like that. And I say, the key contents that are in the slides are like essential things that you need to know. So you need to know that 100%, and then a distinction also that. A distinction shows that you have really done a lot of readings and comparing, and you have really a good synthesis of the topic. So and also something that is clear in distinction questions that distinction answers, they understand what is relevant and what is not. They don't just add pages and pages of things that perhaps they are not totally related with the focus of the question. Are some topics more difficult than others? The topics are very different, and it depends on your skills. And some of them require wider range of readings, it's true. But some of them have less readings, but there is a lot of memorizing. So there is a lot of rote learning. For instance, our last lecture, lecture 10, is all about figures and dates. And so even when there is basically only 2 readings for that lecture, it's a lot of things to remember. So if you have a photographic memory, that would be a good topic, because it's not conceptually difficult. But on the other hand, the only way in which you can excel is by showing that you know what was the percentage of foreign direct investment in service in 1880 compared to 1930, which. So, again, what topic do I recommend?